Hello, I am Varadaraju. I am teaching you the performance of IC engines. In the series of 10 lessons of performance of IC engines, this is the third lesson. Prior to this, you have studied the two types of the dynamometer. Very first one was row brake dynamometer. The second one was Stoney brake dynamometer. In this lesson, I would like to teach you the one of the types of the dynamometer, that is a hydraulic dynamometer. Hydraulic dynamometer is also a power absorption dynamometer. In this lesson, I am going to teach you about hydraulic dynamometer, construction of hydraulic dynamometer, working of hydraulic dynamometer, torque measurement of hydraulic dynamometer. As I told you, hydraulic dynamometer is also a power absorption dynamometer. It works on the fluid friction and torque reaction. Prior to learn the construction and working of the hydraulic dynamometer, I would like to make you out. So what exactly this torque reaction is. To explain this, I am taking, this is the first table fan. This fan is given electrical power supply. Soon after switch closed, the vanes of the fan rotate. While rotating, the vanes sucks the air from the backside and sends that air from the front side. In this action, the velocity of the air is increased. That means the kinetic energy of the air is increased. Some energy is also stored in the air. See, that's what we are getting, the cooled air. I'll take another fan. See, this fan is kept quite opposite to the first fan. This fan is not given any electrical supply. This energized air, when it passes on the vanes of the second fan, the energy, the kinetic energy and the stored energy of that air rotates the second fan vanes also. Even though power supply is not given, because of the energized air passed over the vanes of the second fan, the vanes of the second fan also rotate along with the first fan, but there is a speed difference. Let me consider this is the slip. This is called the torque reaction principle. Even though the force is not given from the external source, the force is available from the some other component. Due to that force, this second component is also rotating with the first component. This is called the torque reaction principle. As the fluid is filled in the hydraulic dynamometer, here the air is using as a medium, there the fluid is the medium. With this principle, hydraulic dynamometer is constructed. This is the diagram of the hydraulic dynamometer. Hydraulic dynamometer is consisting of the shaft. This is the shaft, which is connected to the engine shaft with the help of the flexible coupling. This is the rotor. This rotor passes through the shaft. From here, passes through the shaft, and it will be fixed on the shaft. The rotor is consisting of the holes or blades or cups. This is the rotor cover, a single hatching, or you're noticing, this is the rotor cover. Rotor cover also passes through this shaft, but it is not fixed on the shaft. It is kept on the trunnion bearing, sorry. It is free to rotate on the trunnion bearing. this system is formed. Say there is a perfect airtight seal between this rotor cover and the outside. The water supply is given to this system, hydraulic system, and the water outlet is also there. This whole assembly is kept on the this structure stand. The rotor cover is consisting of load carrying bar or the load bar and a load hanger. This is because it's the sectional front view, it cannot be shown. Assume this is connected to this rotor cover in the back side. Now, the operation of this rotor cover, as I told you, the rotor is consisting of the holes, blades, or cups. This rotor cover is also consisting of the matchings of the same of the rotor. When this shaft rotates, because of water filled in this, the rotating rotor causes the reaction inside. That means what? The velocity of the water increases. That velocity, energized water, go and impinges on the matchings of the rotor cover. Due to this, a reaction takes place. This reaction tends to rotate this rotor cover. When this rotor cover is tending to rotate, this load on the rotor cover avoids the rotation of the rotor cover. That means what? The torque is established against the movement of the rotation of the shaft. This is the working and the construction of the hydraulic dynamometer. Sometimes a fixed amount of a known quantity of the water will be filled in, but normally the hydraulic dynamometer is used to avoid the cooling. In case of a row brake dynamometer and the Prony brake dynamometer, cooling was needed. Here, because it is operating with the fluid friction, the constant flow of the water is also provided. Normally, the constant flow of the water is also provided. That means what? Some quantity of the water continuously flows into the system and it will goes out of the system. See, to vary the torque, some plates are introduced between this rotor cover and the rotor. When the plates are introduced, the reaction reduced, less load will be absorbed. When the plates are removed, the reaction increased, more load will be absorbed. In turn, the torque will be increased. This is how the varying of the torque can be done with the help of introducing the plates between this rotor cover and the rotor. Okay, this is the construction and working of the hydraulic dynamometer. How much torque is setting up by this hydraulic dynamometer? Okay, as I told you in the previous lesson, the torque is nothing but the force into perpendicular distance. I did shown, say, this is the load bar. This is the load bar, which is connected to this rotor cover, and this is the load. Where it is connected, from where the distance has to be measured, the distance has to be measured from the axis of the shaft. That's what the distance has shown from here, not from here. It will be given. See, this is the distance between the axis of the shaft to the line of the action of the hanging of the load. That means what? This is the perpendicular distance. By multiplying this load with this distance, the torque developed by this hydraulic dynamometer can be calculated, where W is the load and R is the distance from the center of the dynamometer to the weight. Then T is equal to W into R. Right. The main advantage of this hydraulic dynamometer is the cooling is not needed because the flowing water into the system itself cools the generated heat. For heavy engines, this sort of the dynamometer is going to connect to measure the torque of the engine. See, here after what I will do, I am putting up some multiple choice questions to ascertain how best have you followed today's lesson. After completion of the lesson, some multiple choice question will be put across in front of you. Then you yourself can ascertain how best you have followed the lesson of today. This is the first multiple choice question. The hydraulic dynamometers work on dash principle. I did tell you the hydraulic dynamometer works on the torque reaction principle. Here, the torque reaction is given, the torque multiplication is given, torque generation is given. All of these are given. All of this is not the answer. Torque generation is not the answer. Torque multiplication is not the answer. It's a torque reaction principle. The hydraulic dynamometer works on the torque reaction principle. Second one, the torque reaction which is generated by the engine can be measured by hydraulic dynamometer. Sometimes you have to looking into the answer and then you have to follow the questions. Okay, or it has been asked to which relation is used to measure the torque. T is equal to W into R. No second thought, this is the answer. This is the answer. These are all the wrong answers. Next is, in hydraulic dynamometer, the amount of this torque set up by the dynamometer can be varied. I did tell you the amount of the torque can be varied. That means what? It absorbs the more load, more torque will be developed. To vary this, what is that? We are going to introduce the plates between rotor and the rotor cover. Control of the water flow, control of the load on the arm, plates, all the above. Of course, making use of this all these, the torque can be varied. The next is the water of turbulence created devices of the rotor are holes, blades, cups, all. So this, the answer is quite natural. All these sort of the devices are provided. The same matchings will be provided on the rotor cover inside. The next is the hydraulic dynamometer is dash type of dynamometer. Is it power absorption dynamometer? Yes. No second thought, it's a power absorption dynamometer. This is not the power generation dynamometer. This is not the power transmission dynamometer. None is not at all the answer. The next one is the component fixed on the shaft of the dynamometer. See which component is fixed. Okay, rotor is fixed on the dynamometer. Rotor cover is not fixed, it will be free to rotate on the trunnion bearing. The stator and the rotor cover, both are the synonyms. All the above is not at all the answer. That means what? The rotor is fixed on the shaft of the hydraulic dynamometer. Next is the plates between the rotor and the rotor cover increases the reaction. When the plates introduced, those will not increases the reaction. Observes the more load, no. Observes the less load, maintains the constant reaction. Okay, it's a very interesting question. When the plates are placed in between the rotor and the rotor cover, it absorbs the less load. That means what? The torque will be decreased. Yes. Okay, this is the third lesson. You watch this lesson repeatedly and try to make out all the information pertaining to the hydraulic dynamometer. Lastly, what I would like to say, hydraulic dynamometer is not needed any sort of the cooling system because the flowing water itself cools the system. For heavy engines where the heavy power is to be measured, the cooling system cannot be provided to that engine. In that place, hydraulic dynamometer is adapted. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you.